What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Ria Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. We have a great episode for you. We got Justin Sylvester co-hosting with us, talking about a bunch of different topics, lots of fun per usual, and our voicemails. But first, how are we feeling going into the weekend?
Great. I wish it wasn't fucking raining all weekend again.
Yeah, because we are now recording before you go to Beyonce.
Yes.
So... But it might rain. It's a little dicey right now.
I know.
It's up in the air with the weather.
I can't really give the update on Beyonce because I'm going tonight. But yeah, very unfortunate with the rain for her. Honestly, all of her shows at MetLife, it seems. So that's gonna be not ideal. Power through, because I can't fucking wait to scream all the Cowboy Carter songs at the top of my lungs. But I'm dying for a beach weekend. I'm dying to get my summer started and head to the beach and fully
it'll
enjoy.
Come. And when it comes, it'll be worth the wait.
I know.
It'll be worth it. Noah, what do you got going on this weekend?
I'm seeing a play tonight with my mom and dad and brother.
Oh, right.
Nice.
Oh, really?
You got those tickets a while ago, no?
No, that was going to Ross.
Yeah, he already saw.
Oh, okay.
But no, this is O'Mary's or Mary. I'm not sure if you've heard of that. This was like a mom production, so we'll see how this plays.
We'll see. Okay.
Nice.
But,
that's fun. Little pre-dinner.
Wait, I saw.
Oh, Harold was adopted.
Harold was adopted.
I was there for the.
Oh my God, Harold.
Very happy.
Away.
Oh,
it was it's bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
I know.
Oh, I'm happy for Harold, but I'm sad for your brother.
Yeah, I think he's
gonna miss him.
Down in the dumps.
Yeah.
This week.
Aww.
Seriously,
Maybe
be nice to him tonight.
They literally said they can
Yeah.
visit. The couple that adopted Harold is from Luxembourg. So, but they were anytime.
But they live in New York.
They live in Greenwich.
Okay.
Nice.
But
your brother can visit.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I'm visiting would make it worse for me.
A little sad,
Sometimes it's you just gotta let him go.
It's almost when
you gotta let him go and grow.
Right, like when you don't say goodbye leaving the house because you're it's you know.
Yeah.
I have a wedding on Saturday at St. Patrick's, which is cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that'll be cool.
Love a New York City wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just gonna start getting work on this list of mine.
Yeah. Well, look, we've heard the feedback. We've discussed, and Noah will remove what he wants to remove. He will add in things that he wants to add in, and
I'm not gonna remove everything.
That's why'd we even make the list ourselves in the first place? But
well, Noah will.
No, I'm not. Yeah. He's gonna change it.
He's gonna change some things,
and
we'll fully release the list on Monday. We'll have it'll be a joint
full reveal.
Yeah, full reveal. It'll be a joint collab effort.
Listen, I'm not gonna remove the Joey one because obviously
it's the king.
We were DMing he's I'm terrified, and I'm like,
he can remove all the ones that we thought of, but he can't remove the one that Joey thought of.
I was watching that clip back. Is Zach the one who said bungee jumping? Because I couldn't tell who said.
I think it was. I think
someone was bungee
Joey
jumping.
said it first.
Well, I think
it might have been Zach.
I think it was Zach because I saw Will's face wasn't
it.
saying anything.
Yeah.
He just said it off camera.
Yeah, because then I was like, oh, Joe, because Joey did go skydiving.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well,
what would you be more afraid of? Not that I'm gonna go on bungee jumping, but jumping out of a plane.
I actually think I'd be more afraid of bungee jumping.
I'm terrified of both.
Yeah.
So, I can't give a reasonable answer.
It'd be skydiving.
I am terrified of both.
I feel like either one, something can go really wrong. Well,
let's not talk about that aspect of it. We can talk about it's cool, exciting. We'll make it happen. But either way, we'll be making a lot of videos.
And don't worry, he's not going to get a tattoo.
He's not getting a tattoo.
That's being taken off the list.
We took that off the list the last episode.
We did.
I don't think people heard that,
yeah.
but we did take it off the list.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun, and a lot of things we'll film and make it fun and make some content out of it. So we're super excited. But it'll be a joint effort of the list.
So Noah's got to look at it this weekend and revise, and then he'll put in other things.
We'll do a full reveal on Monday.
I'm going to keep the hip hop with Ria.
Well, yeah, because honestly, off camera we started talking about it. Got exciting.
Yeah,
we talked about us doing a little hip hop class.
Should we pick a song, or is that gonna be...
I think we'll let the teacher pick the song.
Okay.
Right? Or I guess we could give suggestions.
I'm sure you could come with a song.
Yeah, we could come with a joint song.
And then hey, could you choreograph
and then maybe
a dance
we
for
both
us?
learn the dance and then we battle each other at the end. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh,
It's
we'll
really
step
I mean,
up
you're gonna-
action.
you're a
really
better
taking
dancer
on
than
its
me.
own life
We'll
here.
step up. No, we could do joint. We don't have to battle. It could be friendly.
Yeah.
We're not everything has to be a competition, Maria.
Yeah.
I do have a wedding this weekend. Very exciting. Dana, who works at Barstool, he's getting married to Kaylee, lovely friends of ours.
Yes.
So they are getting married on Friday in Cape Cod, which
Beautiful.
I've never been to Cape Cod. I've been to Martha's Vineyard,
Yes.
obviously, but I've never been to the Cape. So very excited for that.
Walk around. If you have a day, walk around Chatham, the town. That's
Yeah,
where
we're gonna-
our house is. That's like the best town
Yeah.
to go shopping and stuff.
I have some time during the day on Friday because Matt is in the wedding.
Yeah.
He is part of Dana's groomsmen. And so I got some time during the
Stop
day
by
on
my
Friday.
house, say hi to my parents.
Yeah, I'll drop by, say hi to Murray, and enjoyed the day. So very exciting.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's gonna be lovely.
That's going to be so nice.
Yes, a lovely little weekend.
I want to go to Chatham. I've never been.
You should. It's like
Yeah.
a really nice
know,
little
I've never
town.
been.
They got all these nice shops.
Yeah.
Food.
Ooh, I'm excited.
It's-
Get a
And
I just
lobster
feel
roll.
like
Honestly, it's a perfect
feel like a
rainy
kin-
day type thing.
Yeah, I
too.
feel like a kinship with it just because I grew up in Chatham, New Jersey. You know?
Right, because you're like two Chathams.
Yeah, and that's another Chatham.
It's a Chatham
And people
hat.
used to always be like, "Oh my God, Chatham, Mass." I was like, "No, New
Nah,
Jersey."
right,
Yeah,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah. The weather is looking a little bit like maybe some cloudy, maybe some rain. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's up in the air, but it feels like a
Pack
nice
your
little-
raincoat, honey.
Yeah, I will. But Friday during the day, I'm definitely gonna venture
Yeah.
into town a little bit.
Yeah,
so
hit the
I'll have a
beach.
nice review for you on Monday.
You're gonna
Perfect.
go get a lobster roll.
I'm gonna go get a lobster roll
Oh,
at the
that's
place
a
that
must.
you suggested.
That's a
Yeah.
must.
It's
That's on the
pricey.
list.
I went there this past weekend, but it's worth it.
All right, we'll
are we talking
put that
about?
on.
What do you think, like, for a lobster roll?
I
One
actually-
singular lobster.
Saying pricey, I think it's about
I-
$30.
No, hold on. Let me guess. It's like a night at a restaurant
No, it's like a shack.
a shack.
It's like a shack. Like
for a. Okay,
Chatham
I'm gonna
Fish
guess
Pier Market.
for a cold lobster roll. Are
I
they
got
two
cold,
different
but
prices?
I'm not sure if they're two different prices.
Sometimes
but I
they're
would
two different
assume
prices.
the cold one is what I got. But
I'm gonna guess $34.99.
40.
Wow,
That's a lot for.
That's a lot.
Comes with
Wow.
fries, but
No, that's
still
no,
though,
that's
like
still
that's more than a lobster at restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
Wow,
It's I did a double take. I was like, I thought it was gonna be 30. And
that is pricey.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of like there's certainly some very expensive lobster rolls at restaurants on Martha's Vineyard too.
they're usually
but
like 30.
Normally
But
in like
worth
the
it?
mid 30
Definitely
range.
worth it.
That's gonna be the place on Friday for
Yeah,
lunch for sure.
go to that
Maybe
place.
some shops,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right, let's get into the rest of the show. Super exciting, like I said. Absolutely love Justin Sylvester. I feel like we could talk to him for hours and hours. He's so funny. Seriously, one of my favorite people to follow. And he has a new podcast out, so we're going to hear about that and talk about some topics. And we have the Pop Corner. So
Hey.
let's get into it. And then the full reveal, the final reveal
I'm
of
gonna-
Noah's List will be on
yeah.
Monday.
Monday.
And we'll solidify it. And then we'll post it online and we can all root for it to happen.
Yep.
Also, my parents thought the whole conversation was very funny. Yesterday.
Oh,
were
did
listening
they?
to it. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm
Thanks
glad we
to
entertained
Mr.
them.
and Mrs. Ives
Yes.
for giving.
Our true supporters.
Yes, yeah, for having
Love
some
it.
giggles with us.
Yes.
And I would like I do think I saw some people that were like Noah should incorporate his family into a couple of them, and you should if you can think of some
I
fun
could do
stuff
the
that
Joey.
you can do together.
My mom's been dying to go on a trip, so I'm like parlay the new country mom.
Yeah,
like
take
something
your mom
like
on
Should
a
we bring
trip.
her to Napa?
Take your mom on a trip.
I mean, don't.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Without you even saying that, she's.
That sounds like a good time to me.
I'd like to go on a trip with her too.
Me too. Yeah, can it be like we go on a trip, like Ria and Fran take my mom on a trip?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, she would love it.
I pay for it.
Yeah. Ooh, like that idea. Oh, I love it. All right, let's get into the rest of the show.
They don't make it easy to buy concert tickets these days. You got to sign up for the pre-sale, get in the queue, and by the time you get through, the best seats are gone. Going to a concert should be about the show itself, not waiting in a virtual line. Lucky for us, we have Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime. I have been looking at tickets. I can't wait for all the shows this summer. If you are looking for that last-minute Beyoncé ticket, now's the time to check out Game Time and to see what's on there. There's so many great shows happening. I know that the Weekend is also performing next Friday, I believe, at MetLife. You can get tickets on Game Time. I'm seeing, I'm seeing as low as $60 on Game Time right now. So what a great deal. So what are you waiting for? It is time to buy those tickets now. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by the amazing Justin Sylvester. Hilarious, as always. We're so happy to have you back. We're going to be talking topics. And most importantly, your new podcast just launched with Blakely Thornton, Yes Your Gaze, every Tuesday. We're super excited. Already laughing at the clips.
Yes.
No, shit gets real on this podcast. I am so shocked that like the FCC let us get together. Like when we met with Podcast One, they were like, you two, you sure you guys can like, this will be too explosive. And we got together and it was chemistry the minute we hit. But we also knew that we only wanted to do nostalgia. We only wanted to talk about shit that gays want to cackle about. We only want to talk about the icons. We only want to talk about the most iconic shit. And we did it.
Yeah.
I love it.
We really did it.
I'm so excited. So your first episode launched on Tuesday. What has the reaction been already?
I think everybody's so shocked that we have gotten together because sometimes when you put two, powerful forces together, it's too much. But when you listen to the podcast, like I've listened to it like 6 times.
You're like, I love myself.
I love myself. I cannot listen to myself talk. I hate watching myself on Today's Show. I mute it all the times. I mute myself on E. But this is, I feel like, kind of the realest version of me. And when you get to, you know how a podcast is, when you get to talk and just kiki and have a good time, like the way you guys were talking about how you wanted to fight Justin Bieber.
Isn't that the best though? And I know that we can agree on this, like when we leave this room and we know that we said something funny and we know that we're going to make a clip that you can actually stomach watching, because I'm with you. Like I have to mute my voice. I don't like hearing it. But when we do something or say something funny, I'll watch that clip on repeat. I'm like, that was really funny of us.
No. The Donnie Kelsey video that we put out. The fact that I was like, can someone send me that clip? Like when you make those moments with somebody and it comes with time. I did, Mark and Stewart and I did Daily Pop together and the shit that would come out of the two of us at 7 o'clock in the morning.
I loved.
No rehearsals. She barely made the meetings. But she was always on point and we always knew where the other one was going.
I love Daily Pop, Nightly Pop. I mean, gosh,
it was a good run.
It really was.
It was a golden age.
It was so good.
You and Morgan together were Morgan is so funny too.
She's so funny.
So funny. I already was dying at the clip of you talking about Dr. Phil. And, exposing how white families have problems. You said, but they're just wearing suits.
Because I didn't know. I mean, honestly, I grew up in a town where the black people live on one side, white people lived on another side. There was a railroad track that split up the town. It is still like that till today. When I explain it to people, they don't believe me, but it's truly what it was. And I remember getting home from school one day and I went to school with all black people until I was in 7th grade. Dr. Phil came on and holy shit, I was like, wait, because I always thought that we were the ones with the problems. That's how people made us feel back in 1995 or 2001. And to see that, I just feel like Dr. Phil was the great equalizer. But also Dr. Phil put words to things that I didn't know about because I grew up in a very Catholic background, so you prayed everything away or you talked to the priest. But now knowing what depression is and knowing, what schizophrenia is and bipolar, I was able to survive, with my surroundings because we never got therapy. We never saw anyone for that. People in my neighborhood go to confession, talk to the priest. Like that's how we all grew up. But I was like, holy shit, you're not crazy. You might have bipolar. Like I was walking around telling all the
you're
kids.
Diagnosing everybody. You're like, Dr. Phil told me.
Bitch. And then once I found WebMD, it was it. I was like a walking, I was just telling everybody what they had.
I was Googling the symptoms.
But it was crazy. And, I'm only 38 years old, but I remember telling my mom I wanted to go to therapy, and her reaction was almost one of like, wait, what? Why? Like, why do you need therapy? And I realized later on in life, it's because she thought, oh my God, I did something wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
And instead of being like, oh my God, wait, hold on, let's talk about this. It was this immediate defense. Like, you don't need this and da 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 da.
Right. Because they take it as something towards them rather than you going through something.
100%. So Dr. Phil, shout out to him. Like, I know, he's had some issues in the past, but he gave us Bad Baby, and he also gave us some words.
Yeah. And also, we were on the topic of Morgan Stewart.
Yeah.
Gave us Morgan Stewart.
Gave him Morgan Stewart's husband.
By the way, but she was always a rich bitch at heart. But now she's like a rich bitch.
Oh, yeah.
And she's living the life. I swear to you, she manifested the shit out of this life. She manifested that man.
Yep.
She literally, I swear, it's weird. We always talk about it in the makeup room now because everyone's like, you think she would ever come back to E if they did Daily Pop again? I'm like, she's not leaving unless Hermes is opening up in the office building. Okay? But she
did the video.
I know she has all her
the
TikToks in front of the wall of Birkins. She's like, I'm not really buying anymore right now.
Right.
She's lying.
I know. And I love that she leans into it, right? Because people, they want to almost see unrealistic, like something you can't relate to. And Morgan is that person.
Yeah. And by the way, you can't really be mad at it because she's being her authentic self. Like, she is that girl, which is why people love her so much.
Yeah.
And like, by the way, look, there are times I wanted to strangle her, because we have been friends since since Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, before Rich Kids of Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
I've known her for years. She's one of my oldest friends in LA. But she is who she is, and that's why I love her.
Yep.
She's wild.
This is true. I know. We were also laughing on our episode this week because we were talking about the AMAs, and I was saying that Blakely's video about Heidi's wig was so funny. I was crying, laughing, like hearing him talk about that wig was so bad.
It was so
I don't know
bad.
what happened. I almost believe that they made it bad on purpose.
You think so? To get people talking?
But I can't imagine.
Yeah.
There are so many people in Los Angeles who can put a wig on a head. There are so many hair and makeup artists. I have a weird feeling they did it for this.
Well,
and
then
Spencer
it worked.
did make a whole response. He was like, we don't have Beyonce money. Like, sorry, it's a
Right.
bad wig.
And then he was like, oh, listen to the song so that we can get more money to buy more wigs. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Something might be fishy about this. But I feel like you would know more about that than we would. Like that technique of getting people to talk about things on purpose.
No, people, listen, I grew up in the time and in the age of when people used to walk out of cars and their coochie would flash.
We talked about this last time,
We talked about this last
bring
time.
This back.
Yeah.
We got to bring this back. But out of nowhere, no one knew how to walk out of a car or off a step. Everyone had their coochies out. So you have to remember that people realize sometimes doing something a tiny bit off gets them talking. I think Heidi Klum, for instance, has all the money in the world. She's got all the style you can ask for. But she wears things that are very avant-garde, very you would never wear it. You would never think about wearing it, but she wears it and she makes it work. And people talk about her still today. Every time she walks on a red carpet, it's never something you can buy off a runway.
Yeah.
She's found a lane for herself.
That's true. People were not loving her Met Gala look, right?
By the way, no one ever loves her looks. I kind of love her looks because they're so her.
Yeah.
They're so European. They're so out the box. And she's just doing it.
You messaged me replying to my post about JoJo, Siwa, and Chris Hughes, which we've been talking a lot about on this show. So I want to get your thoughts and opinions in person about what has gone down with this relationship post Big Brother.
Listen. Is she out and about with this man already?
Oh my God, yeah. Kissing,
they've been
hugging,
running all around the UK right now.
interviews. They're all over the place.
I saw them in Orlando together.
And what did you think?
Your
about it
eyes
in
laid
person?
eyes on them?
He's hot.
Yeah.
First of all, he is hot. Second off, she's happy as can be. The other thing, that we have to give room for is that no matter where you are in your journey, you have the right in your 20s to be like, I'm a lesbian. And then a week later be like, I actually think I'm bisexual.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're such a diva.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are the times where
Yeah.
you experiment, where
Yep.
you get out there and you date and you figure out who you are, because the last thing you want is to wake up at 45 and be like, hold a minute, I thought I was some way.
Yeah.
And I've told people this whole time that I was this and now I'm that. This is what you do in your 20s.
Yep.
She's living.
Yeah.
She's John
Yeah.
Mayer. She's the
She's-
lesbian
yeah.
John Mayer.
She's figuring it out.
She's 22.
Yeah.
She just turned 22.
And especially like being who she was, where she was like bows were thrown on her all the time and she had to be like a kid up until she turned 21.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I props to her for like experimenting and doing her thing. Like, I think
Yeah.
totally, I think it's more so like people are like, oh man, like, I think she cheated on her partner on Big Brother. But then you're like, okay, well, they're happy together now. Like, they're
Yeah.
actually dating now.
Exactly. And by the way, I don't think anything in life is perfect. I don't think that people go through life and say, oh, I'm going to cheat on this person, X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do it right now. My whole thing is, look, I've been cheated on. Okay. And when I was cheated on, I said, you better end up with this bitch. Like, you better marry her. You better go the 9 yards. Like, you better go all the way with this person. Okay. Because if not, shame on you. But it is what it is. And do I think maybe she and Chris got a little like, up in the house? Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. But the Big Brother house is booby trapped. So I feel like if they had done it, there would have been a video that
Yeah.
would have been leaked.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think they like crossed that line. I think it
No.
was more so.
But we
more
watched
like,
they were
yeah, I
very
think the
touchy.
word was maybe like disrespectful.
You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe she had an emotional situation.
Yes.
She got an emotional affair. But at this point, listen, again, at 21 years old, 22 years
Yeah.
old, like, you're not meeting the person you're going to marry. Let
Right.
me just be real, especially if you're in Hollywood. And you know what? I want to say this. Don't be mad at me. Lesbians move fast. Okay? Lesbians, they move quick. I know a few of
I
them.
feel like we've seen people talk about this a lot.
Woo!
What do they call it? UPS?
No, they call it U-hauling.
U-hauling. Yeah.
They call it U-hauling.
U-hauling, UPS.
And I'm jealous for them because they get hot and they get heavy and they get intimate real fast. But that is because women get intimate. You know, think about your relationships. You guys are deeper. You drive the relationship. You want something. You want something real. You put two women together and that's exactly what's
Yeah.
going to happen. So
Yep.
they have
Yeah.
more
That makes
meaningful
sense.
connections.
Gets deep fast.
Yeah.
I think she definitely, I think she probably was like, I think she was pushed into a box like for so much of her life, so that when she had the chance to break out of it, she was like, I'm breaking out of it as much as I can. And now she's like, okay, let's rein it back in a little bit and like let's test things out.
Yeah.
Right. She
see
had
how I
like a little
feel.
bit of like, she was going through a phase, like she was dressing
Yeah.
like she was in Kiss and then like
Yeah.
Big Brother. So it's
Yes.
like, she's just testing it all out.
I love her, and I think she is such a diva in the best way possible. I mean, she came in here for an interview. She was covered in dirt on
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
No.
Like she was in like
Yes.
a worker's fit.
She was
It
in
was
a-
a full costume. She had dirt all over her.
And let me tell you something now, sister. She had a blowout. The
Yes.
weave was down to here. The makeup was popping. That face was glowing. She's in a whole new era.
Yep.
We also have to remember, and I always say this to people, it's like, everyone's like, why do people have to put this out there? Why do people have to tell you all about blah, blah, blah? She's lived her life in front of
Yeah.
the camera her whole life.
Whole life.
So when most girls are making out with their roommates in college, you know, she's just doing it on YouTube.
Yeah.
She's experimenting the way most girls experiment in college. We just don't know about it.
Yeah,
You know, we
right.
know about it.
Yeah.
We know they made out, you know, that one night
Yeah.
after Sing Your Frogs or that one night at fucking Up and Down. But not everybody does. I love that she's just living her life out loud.
Because she's used to it.
Yeah.
Like she's just, this is just like second nature to her.
It really is.
Did you meet them, or did you?
Oh, I went up to him and I met him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
met him.
Yeah.
You shook his
Fine
hand.
ass man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes. By the way, we were all sharing like one big trailer. So like her trailer was next to my trailer, and I love her. I've been interviewing her since she was probably 14 years old.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to see her happy.
I know, that's why I loved it. A clip went viral we talked about too, because Kelty is also just the best. And so Kelty, they were asking JoJo about him, and then JoJo tried to like shyly show a picture on her phone to them, and Kelsey goes, she just showed us a picture of him kissing her on her forehead.
Literally.
And she was like, oh, come on. And she was like, sorry, had to. Like,
Kelsey was doing her job.
Yeah.
Kelsey was doing her job.
Yeah.
Kelsey was doing her job. It's just, I don't know. I love her. I think she's so interesting and beautiful. And, for me, I watched Miley break out of that Disney thing. I watched Christina Aguilera get dirty. I watched Selena Gomez semi try to wear a thong one time. I feel all those girls that are put in boxes. Carrie Russell cut her hair right after season 1 of Felicity. She was like, fuck this box. It just happens. You guys have done it probably.
Oh my God, yeah. I dyed my hair black with white stripes once.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that was wild for me.
Yeah.
And then I look back, I'm like, but I'm glad I did it.
Yes.
It was a phase, but I'm glad I did it.
No, you need it. You need it. I have a friend who's going through a phase right now. He's in his late 40s, and I used to tell him all the time, you need to do this now in your 30s, because I'm telling you, when you're 40 something, it's gonna come back. It's gonna bite you in the ass. And sure enough, I'm like, bro, you look so whack at Coachella. You're 48, chasing after 26-year-olds. I told you to do this in your 30s.
Yeah, that's true.
I told you.
Very true.
Yep.
Do you keep up with Love Island at all?
I don't fuck around with Love Island.
Okay, why?
Because I want to be on Love Island.
Okay.
I want to be on Love Island.
I don't want to so you want to be on it.
I want to be on Love Island.
Okay.
I watched last season with Ariana.
Yes. Okay, but now the new season's starting and you're not on it.
No, I like to save.
Okay.
I like to save.
Save and binge.
I save and binge. I save and binge.
But I'm saying they cast it already and you're not in Fiji right now.
No. I'm not in Fiji. I work inside the company.
Yeah.
They would never put me on something inside the company, but I would die to be a bartender.
I would say.
Oh, I would.
Something to do that. They host some
Something
dates or.
Ooh,
Yeah.
be the guy who goes and tells Ariana what's going on in the house before she has to host something, or
a little spy.
A little spy. I loved last season so much that I'm obsessed.
Oh, it's last season was so good, and now I can't wait for the next one. It's next week. But did you watch UK at all? Because Chris is from the UK seasons.
No, I didn't. By the way, I didn't know who Chris was until Big Brother.
Okay.
And then I met the guy who hosted that was also in Orlando, and he was fine.
Yes.
Can't think of his name.
Yes,
The
that's the guy
tattoo
that was
daddy.
with Kelsey.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
And
tattoo daddy.
we had the same moment. I was like, he was a handsome guy.
Yeah.
I could not remember what his name was either. But no, there's been the UK drama has been interesting too, because Chris was on the 3rd season of UK. He was with Olivia Atwood, who was on our show not too long ago, and she's very funny. She's married, she's moved on with her life, but she has made some TikToks joking about their relationship, and people are either like, oh, this is so funny, or like, girl, this is move on, you're married, this is leave them alone. But I don't know, if your ex starts dating JoJo Siwa, I think maybe you're allowed to make a couple jokes.
I have an ex who dates a pretty big person, and it kills me.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my God! Even though I broke
Tell
up with
us
him,
after.
though I broke up with him, he was dating somebody big, on the low, and it just killed me not to say it. And then I ended up running into the person. And he was like, so should we talk about, I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, probably not.
Yeah.
We should not talk about, no. And he was like, well, I think we should. I'm like, no. Let's talk about it after you go through this.
Yep.
Because I think what happens is people try to get ahead of the ball.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get ahead of the game, and I'm gonna call you crazy. And then literally months later, I ended up running into this guy again, and he was like, I cannot believe you did not. I was like,
none of my business.
None of my business.
None of my business.
None of my business. But now you know.
Yeah.
So warn the next bitch.
Yes.
Now you know.
Yeah. Which is why it's so funny. But there's the Love Island UK just did an all-star season, so they brought all the big names back, and they had a season, and they've all they're all just, how every month one couple breaks up. So like the winners already broke up.
Yep.
Now Ekin-Su, who's you know Ekin-Su was on Traitors.
Yes.
She's Ekin-Su. She's a massive
Yeah.
star.
Oh no, not Ekin-Su.
But she and her partner Curtis, they left as a couple. They just broke up. She put out a statement on her Instagram story.
Honestly, the least shocking thing of all
I
time.
know.
But you know what's really impressive to talk about the past season of Love Island USA is like all 3 of those couples, PBG, still together.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing it.
And I love it. Like, I think they're going to get married.
They're also still on reality. Like, I think, because they're also still on reality TV.
Yeah.
Oh, you think so?
Because it's like all the other shows.
Because I'm like,
it's
they're all getting married.
No. I actually have maybe naive faith in all of them, but I think it certainly helps compared to other seasons where they're on the show and then there's no more TV for them to film. So it's like back to real life. This, like, they're fully filming a whole new reality show right
so
now.
they're like, oh, we get,
Yeah.
we're gonna keep
I
this
also
up.
think that people, in general, when you're a celebrity, you realize that sometimes your celebrity is bigger when you're in a couple. It just is something that's been like a tale as old as
Absolutely.
time. The power couples have been
Yeah.
a thing. I also think once the reality people realize that, oh, we're also bigger in pairs, they kind of squish together. You know what I mean?
And sometimes with the reality people that are a big couple and then they split up, one always seems to take off just a bit more than the other. Whereas like celebrities, like we're going to talk about Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, they split up. They're both ginormous.
Yeah,
Like,
but somebody
that's
had to die. Angelina Jolie had to die, which is unfortunate.
Yes.
But we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
But it is true, I think, a lot with the reality. It's like one just skyrockets and then it's like.
It's very weird. But in reality TV, the woman, it's always the woman who skyrockets, which I love.
Which we love to see.
Yeah.
Which we love to
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
And like, I've known Tom Sandoval for a very long time. Tom Sandoval was one of the first people I've ever met in Los Angeles when I
Really?
was like 18 years old. Yes, used to be roommates with a friend of mine in the same apartment that he lived in on
I was going to say,
season
while
one.
he went to the Golden Nugget
Literally,
and cheated on Kristen.
yes. Exactly. And I like him, but he fucked up.
Yeah.
And Ariana blew up.
Yeah.
And the universe was like, we're going to lift you up because you put up with some shit. And I support that. And I'm here for her. Even though I'm like, I have a
Some
soft
of these
spot.
reality TV guys, it's just like, well, maybe if you just kept it in your pants, you'd be
Right.
fine as well.
Yeah.
But do you think Craig did something really bad?
No.
Craig,
Because
no.
Craig has to die now.
Yeah, right.
Craig has to die.
I don't
No,
think
I
Craig
don't think
did
he
anything
did. I don't
bad.
think he did. But I think
they
that's-
truly just weren't.
I think that's the
meant to be
same
together.
thing of what you're talking about, though, where it's like, I think Paige maybe clung on for too long because they were like a Bravo power couple, where it was like she was so afraid what would happen if they broke up, and I think she lost feelings a while ago.
And why does Craig have to die now?
Yeah, I know.
Why does Craig have to
We
die
love
now?
Craig. We don't want Craig
I
to
wish,
die.
yeah, I
You
wish
know? We
that
don't-
wasn't
no.
the case.
The only way he can survive is if he dates someone else outside of a franchise. He has to date like a model. He has to
Yeah.
date like a Gigi
I think
Hadid.
there are rumors that he's dating somebody, but I don't think.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I don't know if that's.
I don't think it's like.
Yeah.
But she can't be a normal bitch.
Yeah, like I don't think it's like name recognition
right,
like Gigi
right.
Hadid.
No, she
Right.
better. Like when Tyler Cameron started hanging out with Gigi Hadid,
When he popped out with Gigi Hadid, it was like everything changed.
everything changed. He won.
Yeah.
He survived.
Right. No, it was because it was like Hannah Brown didn't pick him. Oh no. Poor Tyler.
Boom.
And then boom, he's out with Gigi Hadid.
Wells Adams. Boom.
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
have
yeah.
to like you got to figure out how to get somebody outside bigger almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really wild.
It is
I know.
wild.
I love reality TV.
Oh my
But that's
gosh.
how like Paige is too, and it's the same with like the boys on Summer House being like, I think Paige is like gonna date someone on the Yankees. I'm like, yes, that makes sense.
No, she
like,
should.
She will. I think she could end up with some like power athlete.
Yeah, I
No,
agree.
she should.
Yeah,
By the way,
absolutely.
she should. But I also think
Absolutely.
like, again, it worked well for them. Like she launched that podcast and all of her other things. He got them pillows off the ground. He was like the dude for a minute.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna figure itself out.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, it did what it needed to do, and I'm sure their relationship was great for the time that it was, and then it wasn't, and now they'll figure it out. But
Yeah, and a lot of people stand.
Yeah.
Again, you're like, oh, the couple, oh, you guys want to walk this red carpet together. You get so excited and you get in the moment that you don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so Brad Pitt and Angela. So Brad Pitt just did a GQ spread, and in This is a direct quote, and I think it's fantastic because it's just like Brad Pitt to a T. He was finally asked about, finalizing his divorce. After 8 years, they were in the process of getting divorced. 8 years. They finally settled in December 2024, and GQ asked him if he felt relief when they settled. His quote was, "No, I don't think it was that major of a thing." No, not at all. 8 years.
Sorry. Just choked on that water. I felt relief. Okay, so
Everybody felt relief.
everybody felt relief.
Yeah.
They were fighting over that goddamn Miraval.
Everything. Yes.
They were fighting about everything for so like
They were. I'd fight over the Miraval too, to be honest.
when it came out that they finalized their divorce, I was like, they're not divorced yet. Like that's how long it took. Like you were shocked that it was still happening.
Yep.
Like I think that is such a Brad Pitt quote. Like it couldn't be more Brad Pitt to be like, oh, I didn't know it was that big of a deal.
People care about my life. Like,
Yeah.
By the way, when you live in dysfunction, like when you, first of all, let's be all the way real. When he met that woman, he knew from day one this was not going to end well. You know when the sex is so hot. You know when the sex is so hot. You're like, this is not going to end well, but this ride's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And she was wearing blood before that with
She
Billy
was
Bob.
wearing blood,
you know, like
you know,
it was.
She was spicy.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He, on the other hand, he was a Boy Scout. You know, he dated Gwyneth Paltrow. Like, you know, they were sharing cigarettes and hair dye. Jennifer Aniston and he were like doing goat yoga at Courtney Cox's. And going to
it was
pizza
like
nights
as
at
American
Ellen's.
as it could be, those two. Yeah.
And then that wild flame came out of nowhere, threw her leg up the way that he had never seen before, and went wild. And he was like, okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be crazy.
She was doing flips on it
She's
and
doing
everything.
flips on it.
Yeah.
He adopted those kids in 3 months. Like, I can't even get a man to open a car door for me after 3 months. She got him to adopt some kids. Like, she was doing it. Okay? A lot of them.
Yeah.
And all colors of them.
Yep.
Fucking loved it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So she was
And now
doing
they all dropped Pitt.
And now they all dropped Pitt.
We don't want that.
But
Which
also,
is not a good sign.
No.
which is not a good
Brad Pitt.
sign. But also, when you're in the turmoil, you don't know what's like going on. You think this is all normal. I have a weird feeling he's going to make amends with those kids. Now that everything is settled, now that she's kind of moved on, now that he's moved on, sometimes it takes somebody to completely move on for you to be like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to fight with this anymore. You know?
Yeah.
It's like when your ex starts dating somebody, you're like, all right, you're not coming back. I can move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is interesting though, like, because I feel like, have you ever met Brad Pitt or been in
Love him, yes. I've been in the
the circumference?
in the orbit.
his
Yes,
orbit.
in
He's
his
like
orbit.
he's like pulled. I'm gonna send you the photo.
Because it's so interesting because you hear the stories, bad stories about whatever happened between him and Angelina Jolie. You hear his kids want nothing to do with him, but then you hear Jennifer Aniston friends with Brad Pitt. You know, after what he did to her, it's like what to believe.
Well, again, when you have a celebrity relationship, someone has to die. It just is how it is. Like, you know, people say it's amicable, but then once people start leaking things and people get upset.
It's never really amicable. It's amicable for a little bit, then it gets unamicable, if that's the word.
It's so not amicable.
And then maybe it'll come back around.
Yeah.
But
no, I think it just is one of those things where, like, you know, sometimes people bring out the worst in you. And I think if you read that first GQ article, do you remember the one where he talked about, you know, his issues and how he wasn't sober and he's found his sobriety? Honestly, I just think that she and him were not a great match.
Yeah.
You know, they were kerosene and fire. You know, the situation may have brought out the worst in him. And a lot of times kids pick their moms in the whole thing, you know, so we don't really know and we'll never know.
Yeah.
But he has said that he is that he was on one.
yeah, it's almost like Megan Fox and MGK. Like when you think about their relationship, how that must be. You're like, that's just two flames
Girl,
going at
those
each other.
sheets are charred. Okay. They are fucking charred. Wood, fire, and burn.
Yep.
But that's how it is. Like those relationships are like fire. Like if you read Angelica Houston's book, you think Angelica Houston's one of the most like well put together people, but she had a back and forth with Jack Nicholson for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And she knew that first night he touched it, she was like, I know This is not going to be great for me. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You just know.
Yeah, yes.
And now look at him. He's like dating somebody who's like not vanilla, but like, you know.
Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah, totally.
Normal.
Totally. Is he still with that same girl that was married to Paul Wesley?
Yeah.
Paul Wesley?
Yeah.
And
she's cute.
Cute. She's adorable. Yeah.
She's adorable as a button. She is cute.
Yep.
She's chill.
It was just like every time I see these relationships like a Brad Pitt or like a Tom Cruise, like I'm like, I just want them to get along with their kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just want them
Well,
to
the
get along
Tom
with their
Cruise
kids.
thing must be just confusing, right? Because of the Scientology thing.
I think it's just all,
Yeah.
there's a lot
Yeah.
in it that's involved. It's too crazy.
Too crazy.
Yeah, and I like my life, so I'm not even gonna go there.
Yeah.
Right, I was looking at you because
I'm
I was
like,
like, I
I
don't
love
want
my
to say
life.
it.
No,
Will
I
he
love
say
my
it? Us too. Leave us alone.
100%.
Then.
Oh my gosh. Well, we are so excited for your podcast. You said you're going to be talking about all the iconic things. Is there a topic that you're really excited to touch on that you maybe have never talked about before?
You know, I think breaking down the divas. Like I think talking about Whitney Houston, maybe in a way that people have never really thought to talk about Whitney Houston. We only talk about the bad parts and the downfalls. But I think what we don't talk about are, just where these people have come from. And a lot of times when you give somebody a little bit of celebrity, they freak out. When you give somebody global stardom at 21, they don't know how to handle it. Justin Bieber, for instance, like you gave him global stardom at 16 years old. He became one of the biggest pop stars ever.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 10 years later, maybe he is married. He lost the guy who was his manager, his mentor, and like a father to him.
Yeah, major father figure.
I mean, had a baby. I would be in a tailspin too.
Yeah.
I would be trying to figure shit out too. Sometimes I think when you take celebrity, you have to almost look at the backside. You have to give the back of it.
Humanize them.
Humanize them a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like every person who's given that global stage, like, we saw Mariah Carey have that breakdown in the early 2000s. Yeah, she was on the #1 artist every year for the last 15 years. Like, this bitch is tired.
Yeah.
Like, her neurons are not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Have you ever thought about the fact they just might be tired?
When people used to check into like rehabs for exhaustion,
Yeah.
remember the girls used to be like, I'm going somewhere for exhaustion.
Yeah.
I went to Miraval 2 weeks ago. I was there for exhaustion. I checked in because I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I used to think
Right.
it was a lie.
Right. You'd be like, no, they're doing drugs.
Exactly.
Like, no, they're
Yeah.
really just tired.
I am so sorry. Lindsay
Yeah.
Lohan, I used to say that was bullshit, and now I know you were really there for exhaustion.
She needed a nap.
She needed a nap. She also needed to just get out of town.
Yeah.
Like, there are
Just escape.
times where I'm in LA and I'm like, you know what? I went to Coachella this weekend. I'm going again next weekend. I have 4 birthday parties. I'm like, my liver is like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And you just have to do it.
Yeah. Did you see that Lindsay and her publicist said she's gotten no plastic surgery?
I did see it.
Just Botox.
I did
Botox.
see it.
She said everyone gets the Botox, but she's just she's changed her lifestyle, and that's made it. I mean, I don't doubt that she's changed her lifestyle. 'Cause she certainly changed her lifestyle from how it was, like obviously when she was in her 20s. But that's a face.
Yeah.
Let me wet my throat real
Yeah.
quick. Let me go ahead and wet my throat. Here's my thing with plastic surgery. Would I love people to come out and say, hey, this is what I'm doing because I know you're trying to achieve this and
Kris
you probably
Jenner.
can't
Kris
by
Jenner,
yourself.
new face.
New face, looks great.
Yes, she looks fabulous.
She looks fabulous.
and the doctor is taking ownership of that work. He was like, I did that.
Fabuloso, okay? I also feel, though, that if you pay for it, it's your business to tell me or not. Until every man in America is putting that blue pill on the table and saying, I'm taking a blue pill. Like, we're not asking people to tell us about that.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't know what kind of tampons you guys are using right now. Like, we don't need to know all of these things. So if people want to do a little something, more power to you.
Yeah.
As long as you come out looking like that.
Yeah.
If it's offensive, you have to tell us.
You have to tell us. Bitch,
We need to find the doctor. We need to know who did this to you.
girl,
Yeah.
if your smile line ear is touching your ear,
Yeah.
we need to know
Right.
so we don't go to that
If
person.
the lip
Right.
has been flipped to the top of your nose.
Right.
If your lip is covering your nose, tell us who did it.
Right, because we're gonna go after them. We're on your side.
Oh, no, we're
Whereas
gonna
Lindsay
fight.
Lohan, it's like we just want to say congratulations.
No.
Like we just want to shake the doctor's hand
Yeah.
who did it and be like, great job.
Well, now she's going to come out with a skincare line, and it's
Right.
like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, yes. Everyone can get Lindsay Lohan's face changed
Right.
by
I think
using her
maybe
skincare line.
that's where the problem comes in is when like somebody starts selling a product coinciding with, this is what I did. And you're like, no, you
Yeah,
didn't.
right.
That's
Yeah.
not,
Like
that's
you'll
not
never
the new
get
cream.
me to believe
That's
that
not the new
J-Lo
cream.
is using J-Lo Beauty.
No.
But you got it. By the way, I think she is using that shit.
No way.
I'm
think
telling
so?
you, yes. Oh my God.
Must
there's
she pay you?
There's a night cream. No, I got it. I got the serum and I got the night cream. And you know what I noticed last time I was next to her? Like this is like a year or so ago. I was on the red carpet. I got the J-Lo Beauty. A friend of mine had given it to me. And I was the same way. I was like, she doesn't use this. And then I started using it. And I was like, actually, that bitch might use this. And then I interviewed her and she smelled like one of the products. She smelled like one of the products.
Oh, you did a little smell test.
Because
Yeah, she had
one
the
of them
scent,
smells a
she
little
had the
funky.
scent.
Yeah.
One of them smells a little funky. And I was like, there's no way. And then I
You're like
walked
the-
up. I was like, hey, girl. I was like,
Oh.
Oh, you're wearing
shit.
that.
That's that moisturizer.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's the J-Lo Beauty.
It's that firming moisturizer that smells a little funky, but it has all kinds of things in it. I know you're using it.
Wow.
I know you're
Okay,
using
all
it.
right,
All right.
Maybe
No,
she's
I'm
using
telling
it. Maybe
you.
she's using it.
I don't
But
know.
you should-
Sounds like a secret ad, but we
Maybe
might have to
she's-
smell
I'm
it.
telling
We have to
you.
smell proof it.
There's like a smell proof. But it's like, I think that people need to start using common sense.
Yeah, for sure. Always.
Right. Also, the people who get mad when they're like,
That's
they
like across
lied.
the board. By the way, that's across the board.
No,
for
just
literally
in
everything.
general.
People don't use
For
their
just in life, people have to start using common sense. Don't get me started. But when people start getting angry at other people and they're like, "You lied to us," it's like, well, you knew, didn't you?
And we
like
don't
they didn't
know
even have to.
her.
Who cares? Like,
Exactly.
okay, she lied to you, but like you had to have used your common sense to know that she was lying. So like, who? What?
1,000%. You
Like-
have to use common sense. And you could tell the people who don't use their stuff.
Yeah.
Jenny McCarthy, when she walks into the studio, that bitch is using her beauty products.
Yeah.
She's using her makeup. She is proud of it. She is selling you on it because it's something she believes in and something she uses. And I'm telling you that shit is good. But you could tell when people aren't into it. Halle Berry is telling you about all the KY jelly she's using in the world.
She's
She's using
using
it.
it. I mean, she's basically live streaming
Right.
from Beck.
She is
Yeah,
using
yeah.
it.
So she's
Yep.
using it.
Haley Bieber using Rhode.
Using
Yeah.
it.
I firmly believe she's using it.
Using it.
Yep.
You
Yep.
just have to like literally listen to somebody talk about their brand. And if they talk about it like a child, like I know this woman named Olga Lorenzen,
Yeah.
and the way she talks about her beauty brand as if it's her daughter, like she like talks about it like a person. It has feelings. It's gone through so much. She's grown up with it, and I use every single product.
Great products.
that she has. Great products, and actually affordable.
Yeah.
So you just have to listen to people when they talk about the things that they're pushing.
So true.
I can tell in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I can tell in 5 seconds.
Some people lately are lacking, like, people say reading comprehension, listening comprehension. Like people
Yeah.
aren't listening
No,
when
no,
people
no.
speak sometimes.
No. I think everybody is like wanting to get their side in.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that we sat through a pandemic where we didn't get a chance to talk. And then we heard all these like, when we were growing up, it was like, it's better. You have 2 ears for a reason and 1 mouth. That was like what my parents always said.
Yep.
Like, you have 2 ears for a reason. You need to listen. And now we live in a place where everyone's like, nope, you have your opinion. You can have
Yeah.
it. You can do it. You can do it. Leave it in the comments. And it's like, no, girl, sometimes some things are better left unsaid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what the person sitting at work next to you is going through.
Yeah.
Like, and you're going to go make a comment on this post about some celebrity you don't like. Meanwhile, your coworker's clocking your ass. And she in HR before you even got to the office. Like, you got to be careful. You got to be careful.
Oh,
It's
man.
crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
What else are you guys going to do today? She's hungry. What are you?
No.
Actually, honestly,
I'm going to Beyonce tonight. I am so excited, except it's going to be raining, but I'm so excited.
I'm so mad about that. I'm going tonight too.
are you?
I kind of like a concert in the rain.
I do too.
I can't
If there's
go.
maybe like some cover or like in between, like
No.
you're out there at MetLife, you're getting rained on.
You know, you're getting rained on.
Yeah.
And
Do you
baby
have an
girl's
outfit?
coming out in like a Wet and Wild wig. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch, I'm wearing a raincoat.
Yeah,
That's what I'm wearing now.
That's what I said. I was telling them I'm like so mad because I have such a cute outfit and I'm just gonna have a poncho on top of it all night.
But you'll never forget it.
I know.
You
I
will
know.
never forget it.
Yeah.
When I look at those Eras Tour videos, I do love Taylor Swift. I think she's a great artist. I didn't go to the Eras Tour. It wasn't like something that I was going to sign up for because I don't know her catalog that well.
Yeah.
But when I saw her performing in Miami in the rain, I was like, damn, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
Because you could tell it was just different for her.
Yep. Yep.
It's like that video that Drew Barrymore put out when she was just like drowning in the rain. She was like, sometimes you just need to like let the rain fall on you. Honestly, that's what it must feel like. You're
Yeah.
you're just
I
like,
need
the
that
rain is
attitude
pouring-
for tonight.
You just gotta channel Drew Barrymore in that moment. It's like you're
Yes.
seeing Beyonce perform right
Yeah.
in front of you. She's whipping her hair around. She's all wet,
I'm
probably
so
getting on the floor,
excited.
the whole thing.
I've
Rumi's
never
got an
seen her.
umbrella.
It's maybe a little bit more fun for her because she's performing in the
Yeah.
rain, but you just gotta enjoy it.
It's like it's a lot of rain. It's every it feels like she's every MetLife show she's had. It's like rained.
Oh, yeah.
This whole like the past weekend too and everything. Well, it's just raining a lot here, but it's my first time ever seeing Beyonce live. I am so excited.
What?
I know.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen her. You've never seen her.
I'm very jealous. I can't go. I
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
drive to go to a wedding
Yeah.
that is
Okay.
not
I
in
am.
New York. So
And
I'm very
I
upset
love
about
Cowboy Carter.
Hold a
missing.
minute. Hold a minute. What days do you guys work here?
We're-
Changes every.
yeah.
All right.
Monday,
Can someone
Wednesday.
Google those London and Paris dates?
When is she going to be in London? I'm going to London.
Listen, I don't care if you're not even there. It is a 5-hour flight. You can hop, skip, and jump
No,
there.
I'll do any excuse to go to London.
Yeah.
You need to go
June 5th.
June 5th.
Oh my God.
And what
I'm
time-
really-
7th, June 5th,
Oh,
7th.
good.
No,
We'll be in Pittsburgh and
we
Maine
got
for just the
shows.
office.
Okay,
Like,
what's
Justin-
happening in all? There's more.
Oh, the
there's shows
June
in-
10th,
Uh-huh.
June 12th,
Yep, we have another show.
June 14th.
Good.
All
yeah.
of June. We
16th?
can't do any
Yeah.
of June. We got shows.
Anything in July?
And anything in July?
Let me check Paris.
Yeah.
You just gave us an idea.
But there might be some Houston dates too.
June
in the-
Paris, 19th, 21st, 22nd. I think we have shows on the 21st.
Oh my gosh.
Let me
Okay,
tell you
well,
something
we're
right now.
I'm gonna have to get to one.
You have to go in Europe.
Yeah,
You have to go in Europe.
Yeah.
It's a whole different experience.
I'm sure.
Nobody's on their phones.
Yeah.
And they're all saying, Beyonce, Beyonce. And you're like, oh my God, you guys are so cute. Like, you're sitting with such a. But you have to, like, see it. You have to see her.
I think I definitely have to make it a point because honestly, we were offered tickets on. I'm pissed about this on Saturday. This past Saturday. It was my grandpa's 87th birthday, and my parents told me that the party was going to be on Saturday. They then changed it to Sunday, and by that time, the tickets were given away, so I couldn't go.
What's your grandpa's name?
Frank.
Sorry, Frank. I'll see you at 88. I will see you at 88.
I already missed it. I know.
You have to see her because I think whenever we, like, who were your parents, like, big icons?
Prince.
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 My mom
Prince.
was so obsessed with Prince. Like, really. Like, when Prince died, ooh,
And your mom saw him in concert.
yes. Oh, yeah.
There are things, like, my mom was obsessed with Tina Turner.
Mm-hmm.
It was like her thing on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. We would hear dun, dun, dun. And that was
Yep.
time to get
Yes.
up and clean this motherfucking house.
Yes,
Yeah.
always the cleaning music.
The cleaning
Saturday
music.
Morning,
Yeah.
yeah, always.
It was a Tina Turner cassette.
Yeah.
And after Tina Turner, it came reggae. It was Bob Marley, and it was this whole thing. But the way my parents used to talk about Tina Turner, I never understood until I started watching the documentaries. And then I found an icon of my own. And watching Beyonce do the things that my parents used to talk about Tina Turner, like breaking the glass ceiling and being like the first woman in rock and the first woman to do this and the first woman to do that. For me, I'm like, I'm happy I get to talk about these moments. Like, I get to say,
Yeah.
oh, I went to Cowboy Carter, or I went to Coachella. I saw her from,
Yeah.
On the Run. I saw her on The Run too, when she was talking shit to her husband, who was right backstage. Like, all of those moments, I feel like are important because you're gonna want to reference those back.
Yep.
It's so true. I mean, did you see, like you said, you saw her at Coachella. So the documentary that I've watched a million times, you saw that live both weekends?
Both
The
weekends.
pink, the pink and yellow outfit.
The pink and the yellow outfit.
Damn.
And let me let you know something. Did you go to On the Run too?
No, I'm telling you, this is my first
Oh,
time seeing
I
Beyonce
feel this
tonight.
way about Miley Cyrus. I love Miley, but I don't think I'll ever see her perform. I think she's done performing. She's talked about it.
No, she kind of teased that she.
No.
She was talking about how she has this thing wrong with her throat and she whatever.
I think what Miss Cyrus is gonna do is Miss Cyrus is gonna find herself like Adele. She's gonna go to Vegas once every 5 years. She's gonna sit in the Sphere.
Yeah.
She's gonna invite everybody to come here and see her perform. The thing that Miley Cyrus was saying was being on the road makes her voice worse.
Yeah.
Shania Twain said the same thing.
Yeah,
Her voice, her vocal cords. But being in Vegas, you have your own house. You're living in a mansion above the sky. You just walk right down and walk right back up.
Yep.
And then you can choose songs that you can sing and belt out, and then you go bring your ass back.
So
I think
true.
that's where Miley's gonna be.
And I need her to do that
be
because the
amazing.
fact that I grew up never ever seeing Miley, like that will kill me.
You never went to a Miley tour?
No, my first concert ever was High School Musical, and then my
We were just talking. G and I were just talking about this.
I remember when my friends in high school went to go see Miley Cyrus, and I forgot I couldn't go for some reason, and I was so jealous. And that was like the one time all my friends went, and now it like haunts me to this day that I've never seen her in concert.
my friends and I took her. My friends and I took my sister. She was like 10, so we were 15ish. And I'll never forget, she sang, when she came out, she sang with her brother, but then she also had part of her show where she sat on a motorcycle and the motorcycle went all the way around the floor. And it just felt like the coolest thing ever at the time.
One day it'll happen.
No, you have
I've been
to do it.
saying that
So-
I need her to do, which I don't think she will do, but I've said this before, like an Eras tour for Miley Cyrus. So like bring it back to the Hannah Montana days and like through every single album. Like
That I think that's
I would-
actually the perfect setting for Vegas.
I honestly would go to as many shows as I possibly could.
No,
like
she's
the
gonna
Life
do
of
it.
Miley Cyrus Vegas
She's
show.
gonna do it. I had a friend who is in the music industry, and he is a hardcore Swiftie, and it was at that weird time where like people were like, "Oh, she could never." It was like choose Beyonce or choose Taylor Swift, which I'm like, choose none of them because they're both in their different arenas. Like they're both legends.
Yep.
And he was like, "Yeah, I've never seen her in person." I'm like, "I'm so sorry. Wait, what?" He was like, "I've never seen her in person." I was like, "All right, if you're gonna talk shit about Beyonce, at least see her in person,
Right. Yeah.
At least see her in
Those-
person."
Yeah. Go.
Right.
He was like, "If I get a ticket, I'll go." I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna buy you a ticket.
Yeah, you're
I
go.
will
I'm
get
forcing
you
you
the
there.
I'm getting your ass a ticket." Got him a ticket. Swooped his ass up. We went early. We sat next to this woman who's been to every Beyonce concert. She's pregnant, like 9 months pregnant, about to go in labor. My friend's like, "What is going on here?" Everyone's dressed up. There's
Yeah.
gays with assless chaps
Yeah.
everywhere. He's like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "Just wait." Baby girl comes up from that lift. She's in like in a Dolce & Gabbana black lace bodysuit. Her body's just on point. Her weave is like just came from a unicorn. And she does 25 minutes just of ballads at the beginning of Renaissance. And I look over and this old man is crying. He is in tears. And I'm thinking, did he take a Molly without me? Like, is he on mushrooms? Like, is he on mushrooms right now? And he didn't tell me about it.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh my God, la, la, la." He's like, "This was great." I'm like, "Wait, just wait." She comes back up 5 minutes later. She's in a whole new outfit. The wig has been switched. The nails are a different color. And he was like, "Holy hell." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Strap in, girl.
Yeah.
Strap in."
I have chills.
I've
The way
been
that you
trying
describe
to-
that, I have chills.
Yeah, I've really been trying to not watch too many videos
Good
from
for
the
you.
shows because I want to like really experience it tonight. But I obviously have seen some of the photos of the outfits
Yeah.
and just blown away.
I'm feeling
blown
like
away. The
really left
American
out.
flag like cape and jumps like
No, you're going.
I'm
You are
gonna,
going.
I'm gonna
You're
have to
find
go.
a date.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna go to Houston again.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
she comes back from Europe.
Yep.
You just,
Yeah.
you have to see it. Because, by the way, she's 43 at this point. This is going to be the top thing. This
Yeah.
is going to be it.
yeah.
And now that Blue's like still checking in for rehearsals, like, you
Yeah.
got to be there.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I
I'm so
mean?
excited to see her too.
Oh my God.
She's hitting those moves.
You guys.
good.
I know.
She could
I've
never.
been watching the videos since
I
I
know.
can't see it in person.
I
So.
know.
No, you have to see it in person.
No, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make my best effort.
And do me a favor. When you go home, when you're bored, when your man's like, I don't know what to do, I'm just going to chill. Go on YouTube, type in Beyonce and Jay-Z on the run.
Oh, I've.
Find a full concert.
Yeah.
Sit back and relax.
I mean, I haven't watched the full thing, but I'm forgetting what song that I used to watch the one YouTube clip over and over again of them two performing on the run. Oh God, I'm forgetting.
It's probably upgrade you.
I think maybe there was a chair involved. Maybe I don't know. I gotta look back, but it's ringing a bell. And now
I think it was Ring the Alarm.
and now I'm gonna have to do exactly what you said and just go home and watch on YouTube later.
Everybody, I'm telling you right now, I don't even get free Beyonce tickets. She ain't even paying me to do this. If you gonna talk shit, at least go see it first.
And J-Lo doesn't pay him either to talk about J-Lo beauty.
No,
we're going to Beyonce tonight. Bought our tickets.
No, you're doing it. No, I pay full price.
Sure, same.
Actually, I'm sitting in a box with a friend. I'm sorry. I didn't buy it.
I was gonna say at least admit that because that'll make me feel. You can wear your normal outfit now,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm wearing tennis shoes because you know what? I'm not gonna be boots on the
That's why
ground.
you're being like coy about it.
I'm being cute. I'm just gonna be in like all black.
You're like, oh, I'm going
Just
to.
a little old box.
Yeah, like meanwhile you're so excited. You're like, I'm going.
Cannot wait.
Oh my God, that is honestly amazing. I'm so jealous. Justin, thank you so much for joining us. Absolutely love when you come in here and chat with us. We could talk all day long.
I know. I love that it's becoming more frequent, which I love. I think
it has to be more frequent.
No, 100%.
Like
now I feel like you're in New York a ton. You're
how
doing a lot.
frequent you're going on Jenna and Friends is how frequent you need to be here.
Exactly.
I will be here. Okay,
Exactly.
I will be here. Hopefully, I'll move to New York soon and I can just come all the time.
That would be amazing. Everybody tune in to Yestergays every single Tuesday.
Yes.
Super exciting. And we hope to keep seeing you on Jenna and
Please.
Friends.
Yeah.
And back here.
And
Fingers
here.
crossed.
Yes.
Married, okay?
Thank you, Justin.
Carla, go make that lap.
It is officially Truly season. Summer is here, which means it's finally a return of the Truly Pool Party Pack. Everyone's favorite summer drink lineup is back with 4 refreshing limited edition flavors. Those are Peach Plunge, Strawberry Kiwi Splash, Blood Orange Bliss, and Red, White, and True. My personal favorite is the Kiwi Splash. I love kiwi. I love when it is incorporated into any drink, but the other flavors are just as delicious. Love a Peach Plunge as well. Ooh, it's perfect for the summer, especially, maybe a pool party, a beach party. You're just hanging in your backyard and you just want to crack open a Truly in the summer. Go for it. Right now, you can find the pool party pack at a store near you or located at trulyhardseltzer.com. Like I said, it's perfect for the pool. It's perfect for a little party, a barbecue, whatever you got going on this summer. The Truly Pool Party Pack. You don't want to miss out on these delicious flavors. So find Truly Hard Seltzer and the new limited time only pool party pack at a store near you or located at trulyhardseltzer.com. Welcome back to the Pop Corner, where we are taking your voicemails, your hot takes, your opinions, things you want advice on. Let's start off with our first voicemail. Let's get into it.
Hi, Ria and Fran. This is Erin from Ohio. I have been thinking about this for a while, but do you think we'll ever get an Ellen show, tell-all, or documentary, like a la Dan Schneider vibes? I personally wonder if the heavy hitters on the show, like the producers, that one quirky field reporter who always used to get scared, would ever come forward. Also, need the truth from the now adult Sophia, Grace, and Rosie. And also the twitch of it all. I mean, his wife Allison seems to be pretty vocal these days. I bet she has the inside scoop or is willing to tell us about it. Anyway, do you think they were all given hush money, or do you think this will ever see the light of day? Let me know. Love the show.
That's a good
I wouldn't
question.
be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, although I think throwing Dan Schneider's name into it feels like I'm not sure they're the same thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the Dan Schneider Nickelodeon stuff, I feel like is different than the Ellen was like really mean to her employees stuff. You know?
Yeah. No, that's definitely true. I'm sure they're probably talking about making this already. Somebody is somewhere,
We must expose her.
Or just
Noah's
like
actually
behind the
making
scenes.
I've been working on it.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. Like maybe it just hasn't enough time hasn't passed, because I feel like it's either an event happens and the documentary is out like 6 months later, or it takes years and years. Because like now it feels like an event happens and the documentary is out immediately. Like especially with Netflix and everything, it's like there's a documentary about every like current event that's happened in like the last 5 years.
Something about Ellen, I feel like she's like powerful enough to like
squash it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she probably.
Like I could see it coming out like 20 plus
but
years
yeah,
from now.
I don't know,
after
maybe
she's
down the line.
dead, but like
Yeah. I also think like it's Andy, I think is the guy's name, who she's talking about with like the haunted house, like the scaring videos, which were always very funny. But pretty sure he was like an executive producer on the show, and I don't know if like the really high powered people would speak negatively about her right now. I think it's like others, the other type of employees and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, boy, would I love to pick Sophia Grace and Rosie's brain.
Same. I do think if we get anything about Ellen, like you said, it would be years from now.
Yeah.
Not necessarily more recent.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Allie from Carolina. I had a quick kind of take dash question. I'm currently watching 9 Perfect Strangers, and Nicole Kidman is in freaking everything lately. Like, you really can't turn on a movie or a show without seeing her. I have a theory she's doing like a kind of almost the last like final Power Hour, aka couple of years, doing everything she can to then maybe have a couple years just kind of with Keith Urban. I don't know. She recently came out at the benefit concert here in Carolina and had like a high ponytail and was just a musician's wife, and I loved seeing it. But what's going on with Nicole Kidman? Bye.
I guess I haven't particularly seen her in more things than usual lately, in my opinion.
I feel like she's always working.
She's always like I feel like the Nicole Kidman being in things has been a constant for my whole life.
Decades.
What it feels like.
Decades. Yeah.
Because what else is she in right now besides 9 Perfect Strangers? I mean, I guess she was in The Perfect Couple.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if
but
you were to look,
she's always
she
coming out with something new.
She's pretty good for like 3 or 4 projects a year, which is a lot.
There's that movie,
you know,
Baby Girl,
the
movies,
the TV shows. Like she's always got stuff
that is true
lined up more than usual. But I don't know. I think she's just very in demand right now. I think people want to work with her. I think that's like she's very popular.
I agree, and it doesn't feel out of the ordinary to me. It feels like it's been this way for a long time.
Yeah.
I will say Keith Urban spoke beautifully about Nicole Kidman recently. I don't know if you guys saw it, but
I did not.
To see. Sometimes I feel like Nicole Kidman could be like people see her as like a robot sometimes.
I do.
To see him speak the way he did about her and her reaction and was really sweet.
Yeah. I
enjoyed seeing
I
that.
would love to see what, that version of her, feet kicked up on the house down in Australia,
Right. Some sweatpants on, a little tank top, something,
Yeah. But no, there's nothing. I don't think it's like gonna stop either. I don't think she's in the mindset of like, oh, let me get this all done now so that I can take a break. I think she like loves what she does, and she's just working and hard and in demand.
And please don't stop because she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Hi, Ria Fran and Noah and little Olive.
Oh,
this
cute.
is Marissa from El Paso, Texas. Love you. Best part of my week. Okay, so my hot take is, and I think you guys may have dabbled on this before, but Kourtney Kardashian fashion sense. Through the years, I know we've gotten to see her, but now that she's with Travis, she just has this different kind of gothic, alternative rock sort of fashion. And I just don't like it because she's like, it's Travis's. I just wear Travis's clothes. And I'm like, wear your own clothes. You were at one point like a fashion icon, I would say. People would watch what you would wear, and now it's just not what it used to be. And I get you evolve with different partners because I feel like she was a little bit more bougie with Scott because Scott's a little bit more bougie. But I would say like the men take after us. My husband dresses better because he's with me. And I would say to the two of you, you probably have enhanced your husband's fashion sense as well. And I feel like with her, it's the opposite. She grasps onto whatever man is in her life, and she starts to reflect their fashion. But I loved cute Kourtney. And now it's just like, even when she does kind of get dolled up, it's still this very alternative way. And I just feel like it's not her personality and it's not who she is. And she's just morphing into maybe what she thinks her partner wants them to be. But she used to have such a cute fashion sense. And I'm just wondering where it all went. along with other things. But that's the hot take that I have. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.
I mean, it's definitely changed.
Mm-hmm.
She's not wrong about that. It has definitely changed. But I just think like Kourtney is such a, like, she's morphed multiple times too. And I just think her and Travis are just so in step and have become like one entity that because they're just together all the time, it's inevitable that things are gonna like cross over. And maybe that's just like her vibe now.
They've
you know?
also been together for years now.
Yeah.
So like maybe in the beginning when she was starting to dress like that, it was like she's dressing like Travis. Now it's been years. So she's like in it, you know, like now this is who she is rather than what she's trying to be. Maybe in the beginning it was like trying to adapt to that.
And deep down I feel like this was kind of like her vibe like early on in her life. And then maybe things changed.
And like,
maybe
here's the
it's
thing.
going back to
We
it.
maybe not be drawn to this kind of style, but there are clearly tons of people who are drawn to this style.
Yeah, right,
So, you know,
right.
maybe it's not our preference, but it is other people's preference. So they may be looking at Kourtney being like, I fucking love her style now. It's so cute. Like, love it.
Yeah.
But for us, it's just not our jam. So
Totally.
I think she's deeply in it now. Like, I don't think it's a trying. I think it's been years.
Yeah, I agree. And it's probably something she doesn't even necessarily notice or try anymore. It's just like part of
It's who she is.
part of her life. That
Yeah.
she's just a
Rock and roll.
She's just a rock and roll gal.
Yeah.
I think there's something fun about that too. I don't think it's like she's lost her personal sense of style, but I think she's loved kind of taking on that rock star wife role. And if she wants to have fun with the fashion side of that, then I think that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, if she wants to be like, I just wear my husband's large t-shirts and bike shorts and the whatever, like,
It's like it's rock and roll.
yeah. I think that's just it's changed because we really don't see that much of Kourtney.
Yeah.
You know?
And I guess I never particularly was like, oh my God, I love Kourtney Kardashian's style. So I'm not
never.
So I'm not so much missing it because I never really was like fawning over it to begin with.
No.
Whereas like if, you know, like Bella Hadid, Hailey Bieber, you know, started, all of a sudden they drop everything and they just become rock and roll.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
Yeah.
You know?
Like if Kylie started dressing like Timothée Chalamet every day, I'd be like,
yeah, I'd be like, that's different.
Yeah.
That's not Kylie's style. But Kourtney, I never really knew her style.
Yeah.
I just mentioned Bella Hadid, by the way. I need to mention she looks absolutely gorgeous with her blonde hair. Like, we haven't even talked about that yet. She looks stunning. Yeah. Wow. There's been some stunning pictures of her coming out. Wow.
Oh my God. Hi, Ria, Fran, and Noah. My name's Abby. I'm calling from New Hampshire. So something I think is that obviously I love the Mormon Wives, watch Vanderpump Villa. I think it's interesting that they're kind of connecting those two shows and like those are two Hulu reality shows. But in my opinion, I think both of those shows should go to Bravo, especially the Mormon Wives. I just had this like vision, like I could like see all the Mormon Wives sitting with Andy Cohen in a reunion, and I just think that they should leave Hulu and go over to Bravo. I would love to know your thoughts. I would also love to know what you guys think is going to happen to Summer House. I'm sure we'll talk about that a lot more. You guys will talk about that between now and the summer. But all right, love you guys. Bye.
It has Bravo vibes, but it just won't. It will never. I mean, it's completely. They're owned by two completely different
Hulu
things.
owns
Like
it now. That is funny
Hulu's
though.
owned by Disney, and Bravo's obviously like NBC Universal. So it's just that's just never gonna happen. However, she is like, you're right that there are like they're trying to build out the reality world of Hulu, and they're gonna continue doing. I think it's because obviously Vanderpump Villa is coming from Bravo, so it feels like that would be a natural spot for it. But they're for sure going to try and expand like the Hulu Disney side of reality TV and get more shows on there and have probably more crossover. And unfortunately it'll just never be on Bravo. They just have,
And I think we feel it has Bravo feel just because of the reality show aspect of it. Because when we were watching it and Matt sat down, he was like, Bravo just knows what they're doing. I was like, this actually isn't
not
Bravo.
Yeah.
And he was like, wow. And I was like, I think it's just because we're used to seeing that type of show on
totally.
Bravo. But, you know, it's possible for Hulu to build that out. And they're clearly doing a good job because Mormon Wives is fantastic.
Yeah. And as far as Summer House, I think I feel like we've talked about it a lot. But it'll have to change in some way. I think there'll be a new New York City-esque type show for them, and maybe they keep Summer House with some of the people and change it up or go younger or whatever it is. But I don't know what's gonna happen this summer per se. That's really we'll find out more details once filming starts.
I think I've seen some interviews, or specifically Kyle alluding to like one more summer like this and then it'll change up. So I feel like this next season will be like the last of how we see Summer House this way.
Right. I agree. I kind of feel that way too. All
right, let's do one more.
Hey girls, I think that I have cracked the code on why Tate McRae just cannot be flung into stardom, and I think it's because she has never opened for a big pop star on a tour. If you think about like Chappell Roan opening for Olivia Rodrigo, put her into like a new atmosphere. Sabrina Carpenter opening up for Taylor Swift. I think that helps gain an audience and more of a cult following, I guess. Whenever you're seeing these artists open for huge pop stars, you're getting a little bit of taste of their sets, you're getting their most popular songs. I think that she is overexposed, and I think that her team thinks that she's just way bigger than what she is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Love ya. Bye.
Okay, love you too. I don't. No. I don't agree with the last statement, but I do like your theory. I think that's interesting. I've never thought of it like that, and I think that's a good theory because it's true. Sabrina Carpenter was boosted into superstardom after opening up for Taylor Swift. It's happened with many other artists before.
Yeah, but
so
I'm going to debunk that though because of Olivia Rodrigo. Like she used Olivia Rodrigo as already a superstar example,
right?
But Olivia Rodrigo is in that same class of pop stars. She did not open up, like she didn't do that. She went on that full tour, like solo tour herself, because it was like, oh, is she gonna open for Taylor? Or is she and then she didn't, and her stardom was already huge enough that she didn't have, she already was solo.
Solid point. I liked the theory. I disagree with the last statement that you're saying her team thinks she's way bigger than she is. She's really big. Like she's fucking
gigantic.
Huge. I mean, she's selling out shows. Her social media presence is ginormous. Like you see the numbers that she does on TikTok and Instagram or whatever. Ginormous. So I disagree with, I think her team sees her for what she is, which is huge, and I think they're probably trying to propel her into an even bigger spot. But I think she has a dedicated audience right now. I think she could get bigger, but that is interesting.
Maybe she'll open up for Morgan Wallen.
Oh, I hope not. But I don't see that to be likely.
No.
I just think it's definitely fair that I think especially with Taylor, it's such an impact. Sabrina or like Gracie Abrams, it's such a massive bump when that happens. But I don't think that really like negates. I think Tate McRae just does her own thing and has her own like path and sound that is, maybe she doesn't want to like just do the same thing that everybody else does.
Am I crazy to say that or ask the question like Tate McRae is bigger than Gracie Abrams?
I would say no.
I would say yes.
You think
I think Tate McRae is
Gracie
bigger
Abrams?
than Gracie Abrams.
Yeah.
Getting strong nods
Really?
in the room.
Yeah.
I see Gracie
would say
Abrams
yes.
sell out places where I'm like, it looks like she's Taylor Swift, like the size of her audiences.
Well, a lot of that has come from the fact that she's.
Well, I know that's which kind of feeds into what you're saying.
No, but it's like, have they been her own solo shows?
That's what. No, recently, her solo shows.
No, she's on tour now.
Their Spotify.
She is on tour now. She is Gracie's massive. I'm way more of a Gracie fan than I am Tate. Like I listen to Gracie.
Also, like just very different
Gracie.
Music.
Totally different. I listen to Gracie way more.
And I would say I'm more of a Tate McRae fan than Gracie Abrams.
Tate has more Spotify monthly listeners by 8 million.
Yeah, I think it's Tate. She does
have that like TikTok.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, it's. Yeah, so she said, Maddie said she was on So You Think You Can Dance, and there's like she had a
She
whole
has that
different
dance community too.
Yeah. She's got
been
that,
around
like, pop
longer,
star-
I guess.
She
Yeah.
has. Yeah, she absolutely has. And they're totally different. Like,
Totally different
shows
genre.
and things. Yeah, like
I
I'm
just thought about it from the opening
yeah,
aspect.
definitely. I think I can for sure. I can for sure say that I think like Tate has those numbers for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's interesting thought though. The opening. Yeah. Never
I
thought
know
about
it's
like that.
it is. I mean, it obvious. I think anybody that opens for a massive pop star though, it's such a big boost in their career
For sure.
if they're no matter what. And some people can do it, some people don't. Look, Olivia Rodrigo didn't need to do it.
Yeah, she
so.
didn't need to.
Does Beyonce have an opener on this tour or no?
That's a great question. I don't know. I actually don't
She just comes
think
out.
so.
If she
Because
doesn't,
I
I
know
actually
that-
love that.
I think it's
Like
pretty
the
cool.
show
Yeah.
starts. People say the show starts at like 7ish, and then she goes out at around like 8.
Yeah, maybe it's just like
There's no one. Yeah, I don't think there is anybody.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's kind of
I'm
like
getting some.
power move.
I'm getting some
Yeah.
head shakes from the room. So no.
Yeah. That is a power move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps it up. Keep calling this was on Friday because of the short week, but we will take your voicemails every single Wednesday on the Pop Corner.
All right, we have a great game of trivia, but first, guys, we love a delicious cocktail, and no one serves up real delicious drinks like RumHaven. RumHaven is made with real coconut water and no artificial flavors or preservatives for a clean and refreshing taste. You can't beat the taste of real coconut water. It's delicious, clean, and refreshing. You can enjoy RumHaven straight over ice with a splash of club soda or in your favorite juice. We can't wait to be on tour in the coming weeks, headed to a bunch of spots that we're really excited to be and having some nice, delicious RumHaven cocktails when we're there. This past weekend, I enjoyed a couple of RumHaven drinks, and honestly, it was so delicious. Just some RumHaven and sparkling grapefruit soda. Oh, it was a delicious combination. So you got to try that out. We will be having some great RumHaven cocktails the whole time that we are on tour. So if you're headed to a show with us, make sure you get your RumHaven cocktail when you're there. You can head to rumhaven.com/chicksintheoffice to learn more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another game of Beat Ria and Fran. This is game number 176, and we are joined by Kelly and Marita. They are a tag team duo. They are always sending in trivia questions, so this is a little nerve-wracking because maybe there's a question that slipped in there. We have no idea, but welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
Yes.
We're super excited.
Thank you, guys. So we'll jump into it. It's 15 questions. If you get the question right, you get the point. If you get it wrong, the other team can steal the point. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. To determine who goes first, Noah's going to give us a movie. We are going to guess the Rotten Tomatoes critic score of that movie. Whoever is closest will go first. Everyone gets their own individual guess. We will alternate between teams for guesses. So, Noah, what is today's movie?
Today's movie is The Idea of You, the Anne Hathaway.
A great, great piece of art.
I feel like that's going to be pretty high up there. I feel like it was pretty well received. Marita, I'm thinking, I'll take my first guess. I think it's going to be like 73.
I like it.
Ria?
I'm going to go 41.
I'll go, I feel like it's a mid to like 64.
I'm trying to remember what people said about it. I feel like it was like sneaky kind of high. 79.
That's the closest, 81.
Yeah.
Wow. That's high.
That is very
my
high.
my other number was 83.
Wow.
That is a high
I'm going to have to give it a watch.
Yeah.
All right, question number 1 to Ria and Fran. Shout out Allie from Rhode Island. In season 1 of The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, who takes Zach and Cody to a Red Sox-Yankees game?
Is this us?
Yes.
Mr. Mosby.
Sure.
That's my final answer.
Correct. And then he becomes like the most hated guy because he like interferes.
Oh, right. Yep.
You know, I started watching Friends from the first episode because I feel like I had to really brush up.
Really?
Started again?
Yes,
Yeah.
every night.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, 1-0 Ria and Fran.
Is it sinking in?
Yeah, I put phone down and everything. Like I'm actively paying attention.
Okay, I'm going to use all the end of season questions right now. All right, question number 2 to Kelly and Marita. Shout out Sophia from Columbia, Maryland. In High School Musical, what is Sharpay's dog's name?
It's Boy. Isn't it, Marita?
I think that's right.
I'm pretty confident it's Boy. You want to lock that in?
Go ahead. Yep.
Yep, Boy. Final answer.
Correct. With an I.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, tied up at 1. Question number 3 to Ria and Fran. Shout out Olivia from Toronto, Canada. In The Devil Wears Prada, what does Miranda Presley do to signal to a designer? What?
Doesn't matter. Keep going. Sorry.
Presley?
Priestley.
Is it?
Yeah.
What does Miranda Priestley do to signal to a designer that a look is a catastrophe?
Isn't it just like a... Like
yeah,
she like...
purses her lips.
Yeah. It's like a... It's just like a pucker. Like a lip. Right? Isn't that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
She goes like this. I think that's it. I don't remember though. I mean, that's puckers
5
her
seconds.
lips, purses her lips like a... Ooh.
I like this is the first answer where it's not even like you're not saying anything, you're just doing something.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe that.
She makes a movement with her lips.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
She purses her lips.
Yeah.
All right, 2-1, Ria and Fran. Question number 4 to Kelly Marita. Shout out Megan from Good, Virginia. At the end of A Cinderella Story, Hilary Duff's character narrates her and Chad Michael Murray kissing in the rain. Finish the line. I got my prince and a really bad blank.
Cold. I'm pretty sure.
Yep, that was what I was thinking too. Cold. Final answer.
Correct.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to stop myself from saying off to a hot start because it always jinxes.
Yeah.
But I just did it. So. All right, tied at 2. Question number 5 to Ria and Fran. Shout out Clara from Roseville, California. Jennifer Lopez became the first woman to have a #1 album and movie in the same week. What was the movie that she did this with?
Well, what was the album?
#1 album and movie. It had to have been the early
Is it Made in Manhattan?
days.
15 seconds.
I don't know, maybe.
5.
Yeah, I would maybe go with that.
All right, we'll go Made in Manhattan.
Incorrect. To Kelly Marita.
Can you repeat the question?
Jennifer Lopez became the first woman to have a #1 album and movie in the same week. What was the movie?
Can't name any albums. And the only other movie I could think of is, what is that, Monster-in-Law that she was in? Or that one with Owen Wilson that came out a few years ago, but she wouldn't have had a #1 like 2 years ago.
I feel like it would be early, like The Wedding Planner
5
maybe?
seconds.
Let's do Wedding Planner. That's pretty early. Okay.
Awesome.
Wedding Planner. Final answer.
Correct.
Oh,
Hey,
2001, and it was her second album, J-Lo.
yeah.
Nice.
well done.
All right, 3-2. Kelly Marita, and this question is to them. Shout out Amber. In the movie Holes, eating what food kept the yellow-spotted lizards away?
Been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
I had a dream about holes last night.
What?
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to this, but I did.
What was the dream?
I'm not going to distract right now.
15 seconds.
Gotta
It's
be
like jerky or like popcorn. It's like,
it's got to be something that they would have out there.
yeah.
5 seconds.
Is it?
Go with your gut.
I don't
Time
know.
is up.
I don't know.
Go jerky. Final answer.
Incorrect. To Ria and Fran.
I don't remember.
I have
It's
no
like some
idea.
kind of pie? Maybe?
I like that guess.
Should we just say pie?
Sure.
Yeah, pie. Final answer.
Incorrect. Onions.
Onions.
Ooh.
Okay, sure.
That makes more sense.
All right.
Do you guys like onions?
Don't mind them.
Yeah, like just eating them raw.
No.
Oh.
No.
Not quite.
All right.
No, I'm not like taking a bite out of an onion like an apple, but I'll,
I like it for spices, to
Yeah.
add flavor
Yeah.
to things.
All right, 3-2, Kelly Marita. Question number 7 to Ria and Fran. Shout out Morgan and baby Ginny and now baby Ivy.
Oh
Wow.
my God, she's
Congratulations.
cranking 'em out.
Yeah. In Friends,
Oh.
in Las Vegas, Joey excitedly tells the group that he found a man that has what identical body part to his?
I believe it's his hand.
I feel good about that.
I'm going to go with hand.
Correct.
Final answer.
Identical hand twin, he
Yeah.
said. There you go.
Yeah.
It's paying off. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but
Tied up at 3. Question number 8 to Kelly and Marita. Shout out Katie and Lindsay. In season 3 of One Tree Hill, who does Dan frame for Keith's murder?
Never watched One Tree Hill.
Yeah, we're not
I
One
know
Tree
about it
Hill,
just from
unfortunately.
podcast. So, what's a name that we think might be on One Tree Hill? Is there a Jessica? Is an early 2000s name?
I think it's a
15 seconds.
I think it's a guy.
Guy? Okay. Matt. Andrew. John. Sam. Anything ringing a bell?
I have no idea.
Time is up.
We're going to throw out Matt.
Incorrect.
Can you read the question again?
In season 3 of One Tree Hill, who does Dan frame for Keith's murder?
Does Dan frame for Keith's I mean, like, does he just claim that it's Jimmy? I'm kind of confused by the question.
10 seconds.
yeah, I'm confused as well.
I think I'd just say Jimmy then, because he tries to say that Jimmy killed him.
Yeah.
And then,
3
so
seconds.
Jimmy, final answer.
Correct. Jimmy Edwards.
Yeah.
He didn't do it, right? I
No.
haven't watched. Yeah.
No. Spoiler, he did not
Yeah.
do it. But that's like the saddest episode ever because
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
All right, 4-3, Ria and Fran. Question number 9 to them. Shout out Taylor from Vancouver, Canada. What is the name of the musician Zendaya performed with at Coachella 2024?
This to us?
Yeah.
Labyrinth.
nice.
Final answer. Correct. 5-3. Okay, question number 10 is to Kelly Marita. I'm going to play a movie clip, and you tell me what movie it's from.
Who you talking to? I've tasted other cocos. This is the best.
What the hell does this have to do with anything? Tell me what's happening!
Well, you're having a nervous breakdown. That's what's happening.
You're part of this, aren't you?
I
You
can't
play-
even recognize who those people are.
Could you play it one more time, Noah?
Who you talking to? I've tasted other cocos. This is the best.
What the hell does this have to do with anything? Tell me what's happening!
Well, you're having a nervous breakdown. That's what's happening.
You're part of this, aren't you?
The guy
Okay.
kind of sounds like Will Ferrell. Okay,
That's
go
what I
ahead.
thought at first. I think I have it after the Cocos is what got me. It's
10 seconds.
the one with Jim Carrey. When he's got the blue sky behind him.
5 seconds.
It's Truman Show. It's the Truman Show because he's like, you're in on this. You're in on this.
Time is up.
Truman Show. Final answer.
Correct.
Nice.
I'm so mad I knew that one.
The Cocoa Puffs. I was like, why is that calling me? I know it.
Is Laura Linney in the
That was
Truman-
her,
That
yeah.
is her, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have never seen that movie,
What?
but I recognize her,
Ugh,
her
That's like the
voice.
only Jim Carrey movie I can watch.
Mhm.
Good
All right,
old.
5-4, Ria and Fran. Question number 11 to them. Shout out Amy from Atlanta. In Notting Hill, who plays Julia Roberts' character's American boyfriend?
Is this ours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
Final answer?
Yes.
Correct. He plays such a good douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He nails that role.
Yeah, it's a really tough job for him.
All right, 6-4, Ria and Fran. Question number 12 to Kelly Marita. Shout out Amber again. In Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, on his first visit to see Harry, what does Hagrid do to Dudley?
He curses him with like a pig's tail. Final answer.
Correct.
You went British.
I did when I was reading that. I was like, philosophy.
Yeah. You went British on that version.
Is that There's the movie titled that in Britain.
No.
That's just the book.
No. Just the book is
The
called
book,
that.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because what is it called in Sorcerers? Okay, that sounds, yeah. I kind of like Philosopher better.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I've never heard of this one.
Yeah.
All right, 6-5, Ria and Fran. Question number 13 to them. Shout out Katie from Buffalo, New York. She says, go Bills. In Rugrats, what is Tommy Pickles' baby brother's name?
Phil. Lil. No, those are the twins.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dill?
I'm pretty... Like, why did I think it was Dill? I
Is it?
literally thought it was Dill.
Dill Pickles.
10 seconds.
Why am I blanking? Oh, this is going to kill
3.
me.
We
Time
got
is
to go
up.
Dill. Final answer.
Correct.
Nice. I thought that in my head, but I thought that would be
That's
insane.
great.
I've never put that together. His name is Dill Pickles.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, 7-5, Ria and Fran. We got 2 questions left, so Kelly Marita are going to have to get both of these to send it to overtime. Shout out Tyler from Nashville, and this is to Kelly Marita. In the movie Crazy Stupid Love, what book is the son Robbie talking about in class when he keeps saying the book is about assholes?
Is it Scarlet Letter? No, Scarlet Letter would be easy A. Is it like Romeo and Juliet? It's a classic.
I watched this a few weeks ago.
15 seconds.
It might be like a Shakespeare.
I feel like if it's gonna be Shakespeare, it's
5
gotta be
seconds.
Catcher in the Rye. No, I don't. I like
All right, time is up.
Romeo and Juliet.
Final answer: Romeo and Juliet.
Incorrect.
I think it is the Scarlet Letter.
Yeah.
Because isn't he like A with the A and the assholes? They're all. I think it's Scarlet. I think it's Scarlet
think
Letter.
so, too.
Yeah. Scarlet Letter. Final answer.
Correct.
Nice.
You had it.
Yeah. Every kid's learned about the Scarlet Letter in all the movies.
Okay,
But what
8-5.
if it's 2 movies?
I know.
or
And
something?
you're right. It is all obvious. Yeah. Also
Right.
easy. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Emma Stone. Yep.
Wow. Double Emma Stone.
Yeah.
That seals victory for Ria and Fran.
Woohoo. Good game.
We'll do the final question. Shout out Tyler again from Nashville. What is Ben Stiller's character's full name in the movie Dodgeball?
Oh. I don't remember. Shit.
15 seconds.
Sure.
I got nothing is coming to me.
Right now, ever since we were told we won, it was like everything went out the window.
I know.
5 seconds.
I can see him. What the hell is his name?
Time is up.
I got nothing.
Kelly Marita.
I can see him too. The gym guy.
Couldn't even take a guess.
I feel like it's something like really like weird. I don't know.
Something. Just
10
throw out a
seconds.
random thing. Beat Danny. Something like Bruce.
Like, what's the gym's name that he has?
Like
Time is
Logo
up.
Yeah.
We'll pass it.
White Goodman.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't ring a bell.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie.
That doesn't ring a bell.
I'm not like, oh yeah.
Oh,
You know?
Yeah.
I've seen that movie like a billion times.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but great
Okay,
film.
final score 8-5.
Close
Ria and Fran.
game.
That was a high scoring game.
I was gonna
That was
say
a high
that's
scoring. I
only-
like those questions.
Only missed.
Clearly.
Only missed 2 questions.
Yeah, only missed a
Give
couple.
us more of those questions.
Yeah, I love those questions. Thank you guys so much for playing, and thank you so much for sending
Thanks,
in
guys.
so many questions for Noah and helping our game out. We really appreciate it. It was so nice meeting you guys.
Of course.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
we love
you.
y'all.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
And just send me your address and we'll get you some merch.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we'll send merch your way. Thank you guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching Chicks in the Office, aka the best show on earth. We love you guys so very much. We hope you have a lovely weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.